it's Fifi, and today I'm going to talk about the games that will cure your video game burnout. I don't know if anyone else has ever experienced this, but I went through a period, and I still do go through periods where I'm like so addicted to a video game, and I feel like I miss out on that as an adult because, you know, you have responsibilities and all that garbage. But there are a couple of games that got me obsessed with gaming again, and I wanted to talk about those today because I feel like that's what makes me excited to do a hobby, right? Like it pulls me away from doom scrolling and it makes me want to turn on my Nintendo or turn on my PC and sit down and play a game rather than watch other people live their lives on Instagram or something. So I would say from like my sophomore year of high school until my freshman year of college, I hardly played any video games at all, which was fine. I was busy. I was a nerd in school, so I had a lot of homework all the time. I didn't play anything. I would play Skyrim every time I got sick. That's like the one that I think of when I was so obsessed with video games. Like Skyrim is the main one that I think of because I love Skyrim. To this day, I love it. So I guess we can add that as a bonus to this list, but that was the nostalgia I was looking for. Like I was 11 when Skyrim came out and I would be like anxiously waiting in class so I could get out of school and go play Skyrim. So anyway, I had a bit of a break from gaming until me and my now husband were dating. I would watch, weirdly, his dad play this video game on the Nintendo Switch that reminded me of Farmville. And I was like, what is this game? It's so cute, it looks so fun, I was so invested, and that game is Stardew Valley. And look, I know everyone talks about this video game. I have a couple of videos about Stardew Valley. I clearly love this game, but this was the game that pulled me out of my video game burnout for like 5 years almost. It reminded me of like my childhood favorite games. Farmville on Facebook, and most importantly, Harvest Moon Magical Melody. That's like a core childhood video game that I was obsessed with. And Stardew was the perfect blend of farming and magic and character building that I just loved so much. So yeah, Stardew Valley filled that void and got me back into gaming as a hobby. And I'm so grateful for that. So if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. It's one of those that just sucks you in. It makes you eager to play. You'll stay up late playing it. But also like each day is only like 20 minutes. So it's nice because it has those purposeful breaks. You know, you don't have to be sucked in for hours. And that's how I kind of play it now, just a little bit more casually. But there was a time where I would be getting through whole seasons in a day because I just played from morning till evening. I love it so much. Amazing game. All right, second game that had me obsessed as an adult was Pokemon Legends Arceus. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was one of the first full open world, I say it loosely, open world Pokemon games. And I remember everyone was anxiously awaiting the release, and then I didn't really hear that much about it afterward while I was just obsessed with it for years. Pokemon Black and White was my main Pokemon game like growing up. And I hadn't really played any since that had me hooked like that, except Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think it's cool because you don't have to fight people and you don't have to fight Pokemon to catch them. And it was more like collecting and filling up your Pokedex rather than just fighting people and defeating the Elite Four. It was different, and I really liked that. If I wasn't in the job area that I am in now, I would be some sort of biologist or vet or something. And I feel like if Pokemon were real, there would be no doubt that I would be a real life Pokemonologist. So I love that aspect of Pokemon, and I think it's so fun. And this game really like expands on that. And it was also set in such a cool time. I don't know what era you would call it, but it's not modern. It's like old-timey Japan vibes. Sorry, I'm really uncultured because I don't know what that era is called, but I really love it. And yeah, I feel like this is a game that's kind of old news now, but this was one of those that just had me in a death grip. While we're on the subject of Pokemon, I want to talk about some other games that are actually mobile games. Pokemon Cafe Remix, Pokemon Go, and Pikmin Bloom. Everyone knows what Pokemon Go is, right? We all had a phase when it first came out. We were obsessed. It's since died off for me, but I was so obsessed with it for a long time. Pikmin Bloom is another one. That's a more recent game release, and I was really obsessed with that for a long time. I love that it encouraged me to go on walks. It's so fun to collect the Pikmin and plant the flowers, and anyway, that is a super fun game. And then Pokemon Cafe Remix is just like a puzzle game like Candy Crush or something, but it's free. I don't think there's any ads in it, and it's so cute. I I just love that game. I would play it all the time. My phone would overheat because I would play it so much. But those are 3 mobile games that really had me by the throat. Oh, and one more is Cats and Soup. It's not a Nintendo mobile game, but this one was like key to me not having a mental breakdown every day of my senior year of college. So I'm really grateful to it for that. I have since removed it from my phone, but that is a very peaceful game. I honestly love the music. I would sometimes just have the app open and just point and click and collect my coins and soup and whatever, just so I could listen to the music. It was really good. And actually, I'll probably re-download it again. Fall is on the horizon and it's a very cozy sit-down phone game. And it keeps me off social media. Like, I'd rather be playing a video game on my phone than scrolling. Maybe I'll implement that. I don't need to reduce my screen time. I need to reduce my social media time, even if that's just collecting cats and soup. Okay, taking a step back from iPad kid territory, the next game that had me obsessed playing through the night is Baldur's Gate 3. And also, this list is not a bunch of niche indie games. Honestly, a lot of these are really popular ones, including Baldur's Gate 3. This was Game of the Year, rightfully so. I love this game. I still love this game. There's so much to explore. The story is so good. The characters are amazing, and it's just a blast. I'm a D&D nerd already, and I loved this game. It honestly gave me so many good ideas for my own campaigns, my own characters, and yeah, I just loved it. It makes me want to go play Baldur's Gate 2, which was slightly before my time, but I just love how rich the story is. A phenomenal game. There's very little that I would ever change about it. I still remember when I first downloaded it, and my husband and I, we couldn't play co-op for some reason, so we each played our own campaigns separately in the same room, and we would like just order takeout and feast on Chinese food and play Baldur's Gate, and it was the best. I remember it was raining one night, we had the window open, we were eating Thai food and playing Baldur's Gate. It was so good. I love that video game. I'm gonna get off topic again really quick. Not a video game, but a tabletop game that got me rejuvenated again was Curse of Strahd. So I've been a DM for a campaign for my husband and my best friend. It was just the 3 of us. We played D&D together, and I was DMing that campaign, and I got so burnt out because I made everything from scratch. And then I thrifted Curse of Strahd, and I read it, and it honestly just like brought me back to life. Ironically, because everything's dead in that campaign, but in the process of DMing it right now, it's a blast. It really like refreshed me and made me excited to play D&D again, whereas I was kind of worn out from dungeon mastering a from scratch campaign, which I don't really recommend that for anybody if I'm being honest, but hey, I tried, I did my best. That campaign will probably come back again, but for now we're doing Curse of Strahd instead, and we have a bigger group. It's a blast. Okay, back on topic, the next game that had me obsessed was Hogwarts Legacy. There was so much hype about this game's release, and honestly, my expectations were really low because I don't ever have hope for video games that are based off of a series, and it blew me out of the water. I was so obsessed with this game. I honestly still haven't finished the main story because I just loved it so much. I didn't want it to end. It was one of those. The visuals are incredible as long as you're not playing on the Nintendo Switch. The music is amazing. The story is really good. I really felt like a student. It seriously made me so nostalgic. Like, I would get choked up at times just walking into the common room. Oh my gosh. It would have me staying up so late. I would be so dead the next day and then still log off work and immediately turn on Hogwarts Legacy so I could keep playing. I think I was so obsessed because Harry Potter is so nostalgic for me, and then they put it into a game so successfully. 12 out of 10, a million out of 10. I love Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, so this one I'm just gonna talk about very briefly, which is Animal Crossing's New Horizons. I think weirdly we all suffer from our own version of Animal Crossing burnout, but it also helped cure my video game burnout at the same time. But regardless, I would personally like to thank Timmy, Tommy, Tom Nook, Isabel, Frobert, Plucky, Flora for getting me through the pandemic. We bought that game when we were trapped in our studio apartment that smelled like a pack of cigarettes. And I don't think that the feelings and the nostalgia of that weird time will ever be replicated, which is fine. But yeah, that was such a weird time of my life, and I'm so thankful that I had Animal Crossing to help get me through that. I still play it once in a while, but we have a normal relationship now. I'm not playing 24 hours a day like I used to, so we're good. Last but definitely not least are Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I honestly kind of put these two in one because they're very similar but very different at the same time. But I had never played a Legend of Zelda game before Breath of the Wild, which I deeply regret. I would watch my cousins play it growing up, but I never was allowed to play. I was too little or too obnoxious. I picked up Breath of the Wild. That was one of the first games, probably like Stardew Valley and Breath of the Wild are the two that really got me back into gaming. And Breath of the Wild just reminded me of Skyrim so much, and I hadn't felt that feeling in so long. Like, Skyrim is an iconic game, and Breath of the Wild is also an iconic game in its own right. It's just such a rich and full open world game. And Tears of the Kingdom, I was so shocked that Tears of the Kingdom was as good as it was. Tears of the Kingdom came out when I first got the job that I have now, and I would stay up so late. It was bad because then I have to get up at 6:30 and log on to work, and I was just hardly alive. And then right after work, log off, log on, and keep exploring. It was so good. I know those are really popular games, but I feel like it's important to mention them because they're popular for a reason. I think they have that effect on a lot of people, including me. So I gotta share that with you because that's what pulled me out of my rut. Like, those are the games that had me so obsessed. You know, like, there was nothing else I wanted to do except play that game, to go free myself into another reality. They're just so good. This video, I feel like alternatively could be called my all-time favorite games because they're just that good. That is my list of games that will probably cure your video game burnout or life burnout. They kind of rejuvenated me, gave me purpose again, and that's why I wanted to share them with you today. As an adult, it can be really hard to make time for these things, and playing a game that you just don't like that much just isn't worth it. Like, play the games that make you so obsessed you can't help but log on right after work, right after school, and play until you can't keep your eyes open anymore. It's the best feeling. If you're watching this, I hope you've had that before, and if you haven't, then try one of these games because I bet you will. With all that said, leave your favorite games of all time, your burnout curing games, down in the comments. I wanna know about them. But thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys soon, and in the meantime, happy gaming. Feefee out.